All right, we're back with Sell the Bookmakers College Picks here on Tallarino and Tuzzolino on Black Friday. First of all, did you have a good Thanksgiving yesterday?
It was quiet. It was good. I did not overeat.
That's great.
How about you?
I didn't overeat either. I actually had tofurkey.
What?
I had tofurkey.
This is an Italian guy. You're supposed to be eating lasagna and stuff like that.
No, I
didn't.
I didn't
What
have
is it called?
Tofurkey.
Tofurkey. What is tofurkey?
It's a tofu.
Get out of here.
It's a tofu turkey.
Get the hell out of here with this guy. Tofurkey.
I did. I had tofurkey.
Get the hell out of here.
Anyway, so
tofurkey.
Hey, listen, we're getting
Scott, have you ever heard of a tofurkey? No. It's a tofurkey.
I'm sorry.
Have you guys? What's a tofurkey?
I'm sure a couple of the yogis heard it.
Who?
Anyway, so
That's ridiculous.
We're back on Sell the Bookmakers College Picks for this week. Now, Sell picked.
Do you need these sunglasses?
No, I got some.
All right, put your sunglasses on.
Sell picked.
That's because of tofurkey.
I got readers in these. I can see. Sal, you picked Washington over Washington State. Washington State getting 6.
I picked this one last night.
You picked Auburn over Alabama. Auburn's getting 18 in Alabama.
Well, the reason I did that is because Alabama is -2 offensive linemen.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think
it's a rivalry.
And it's a rivalry game every year. You know, it's one of those games. I think Auburn is very, very good in the first place, and you give them 18 points. They're that much better.
Here's the game. You pick one of these games every week, and I always tease you, and he always does this. You always come up with a game, and I always say it's Appalachian State against Slippery Rock. You
or
always pick
Sisters
a game
of the
like
Poor.
that. Or the Sisters of the Poor. I love this. Sal picks Wyoming at New Mexico. New Mexico is giving up. New Mexico is getting 3 points at home.
Right.
Sal thinks that Wyoming is going to go into New Mexico and beat New Mexico Lobos. The Lobos, right?
Well, if you look at the strength of schedule in these teams and what Wyoming has done throughout the year, it's a quality club. They go into other people's houses, they kick their asses, and then say, "Nice to see you. We'll see you next year." So this is only 3 points.
The Wyoming Cowboys against the New Mexico Lobos. You see, now listen, that's the thing about Sal. You're not going to see a handicapper pick those kind of games and always end up on the winning side, or most of the high percentage of the time end up on the winning side of these games.
Well, Wyoming is just like I had Washington earlier. I thought Washington was going to murder them, which last we saw they were murdering them 35-10.
Yeah.
But Wyoming's another one of those teams where not too many people watch what they're doing. It's still 35-10.
Yes.
Not too many people watch teams like Wyoming or even UNLV over UNR today. I mean, that should be a cakewalk for UNLV.
UNR's bad?
They're about the same.
Okay, because traditionally over the last
rivalry game
over the last
between
20
the two.
years, UNR's usually been the better team. UNR's put more players in the
the recruiting's getting better for UNLV
because they got Sanchez, who's a local guy. And he
right,
does a
they got him from Bishop Gorman High School.
Yeah, which is
right,
rare.
which is basically a college school anyway. It's the same thing.
He recruited there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They recruit all over the country.
Yeah, don't get self-started on Bishop Gorman. Don't get self-started on high school recruiting.
Anyway.
Okay, and the last game, Sal already talked about Western Michigan possibly sneaking into the conversation for the college football playoff.
Right.
Western Michigan is hosting Toledo, which is the other really good team in that conference. But Sal's picking the over, 69.5.
Right.
So Sal thinks that these two teams are going to combine for 70 points or more.
Right. They're probably going to fight it out to a 45-35 kind of a game. It's one of those games. Both of these teams, they score a lot. Toledo is a really, really good club that not too many people know about.
Yes.
This is a team.
The Rockets.
The Rockets,
yes.
And they are very good. And, you know, Western Michigan, like I said, they have already beaten 2 power conference schools. This is a team that knows how to win. They're no stranger to it.
Yeah.
And they're at home. Sure, they're laying 7, but I don't like the game. I just like the W, by Western Michigan, period. I don't know what they're going to win by.
Okay.
Because I think if they win the game, if they win convincingly, then they do get into the CFP argument if a couple of these teams do lose in the top 6. But I definitely think they're going to score more than 69.5 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I can't see how they don't, honestly. I think it's kind of crazy.
When is that game on?
Today. In fact, it started about half an hour ago.
Oh, here it is. Western Michigan is up 14-7. Okay.
There it is.
Yes.
And guess what? The line was 7, and they're up by 8.
And
no, there's 7 points. Okay,
Yeah.
well, right now it's a push.
Yeah.
But they're marching their way towards that 70 points.
It's funny. It's only 5 minutes left in the first quarter. They already have 21 points to the 70. It's great, man.
Right. I got the phone call.
All right.
That's why we have chips.
That's Sal.
And that's why we have
college games.
more chips, because that's what happens when we pick games. we get chips.
Yes.
And we just keep stacking them up because these are my winnings over the last, don't go anywhere, over the last several weeks. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And if you want part of that, give us a message and,
all we
get
got
in
to
this.
do is keep Sal and I away from Green Bay. That's been our Achilles heel.
We didn't touch
Right.
Green Bay this week.
We
No.
didn't because we lost on a 4
And you know what's
weeks
going to
in a
happen?
row.
They're going to win. And they're going to win this week.
I don't think they're going
They're going
to.
to run the table.
Yeah, no
Green Bay's
way.
going to run the table.
No way.
Yes, they
There's
will.
No way.
All right, well, I'll tell you what.
There's no way.
Here's 500.
Get out of here. Green Bay is going to finish 10-6. Yeah.
500 right
Great.
there.
No way.
Let's see if you want it. You want it?
You don't really believe Green Bay is going to run the table.
I do.
You think they're going to win 6 in a row?
I do.
Why? Why do you think they're so good?
It's not that I think they're good. They are a good team. They just got to get a little more healthy. Remember, now Michael's going to be in the fold this week, so you're going to see a run game for a change. Instead of 73% passing, now you're going to see a running team, and when Green Bay runs the ball, they win games. I'm not a Green Bay fan, but they're a pretty good club. Their defense is weak.
We've picked them 4 weeks in a row and lost. It's like,
500. You want
on
it?
Green Bay?
You want it?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to bet you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. He doesn't want it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it. Okay. So, what are your thoughts about Wisconsin? Wisconsin's at Minnesota.
Yeah.
Actually, Wisconsin is at home against Minnesota.
Against Minnesota.
Now, the reason we talk about this because this has a lot to do with what's going to happen in the top 6. Because remember, Wisconsin right now is probably one of the most sound teams that have 2 losses. But the second half of the season, they have really done well. Really done well.
Well, I'm more interested in the team right behind Wisconsin in those rankings. Penn State. Penn State's they're also 9-2.
Michigan State this week. Yeah, they got Michigan State this week. Michigan State's going to get an upset this week.
They're going to beat Penn State.
I think
okay.
so. I don't know. I think
okay.
so. I didn't pick it, but I think it's going to happen
because
it's one of those border
Penn
wars.
State
Not a border
actually
war.
beat. Like if Ohio State beats Michigan and Penn State wins, Ohio State's not even playing in the
Big Ten championship.
Yeah. Penn State goes.
Right.
That's crazy.
Penn State doesn't belong there.
Well, they beat Ohio State though.
Doesn't matter. That's one game.
I know.
Any given team can beat any other team on one day.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the Super Bowl so interesting because you've got one game. That's it. It's not a series like in hockey or basketball or baseball.
Sure.
Right, where you best of 7. No, this is one game, winner take all. That's why the Super Bowl is the biggest game on earth.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Imagine when they have the Super Bowl here in Las Vegas.
Well,
It's already the biggest place in the world to watch the game if you're not at the game.
We'll have it within 8 years because they always give a city that builds a stadium, they give them the Super Bowl within the first 5 years.
Yeah.
So it takes 3 years to get the stadium built, so we'll have it within 8 years.
Vegas is going to make $2 billion off of that game.
Off the Super Bowl.
Just the Super Bowl.
Wow.
But remember, every weekend, the city still makes $500 million from all the visitors that come in from Southern California. 9 out of 10 come from Southern California. Never mind the rest of the world. And they all come here, they drop their money off. Hey, we'll see you next week.
Go back home. Yeah.
You got to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps our economy very healthy, of course.
For sure. We love that, right?
What's not to love?
They say that Vegas is just another LA suburb.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people call it Las Vegas, California.
Yeah. I know.
I've heard that many, many a time. So, final thoughts on the NCAA before we move on to the
Yeah,
NBA.
I mean, I can't wait for the Ohio State-Michigan game tomorrow. It starts at 9 o'clock our time. It's always a noon
I hate
Eastern
that
time.
early start. I don't do well.
You don't
in the
do good
morning.
in the morning,
No,
right?
because
Yeah.
I'm up 3, 4 in the morning. I'm studying this stuff, so you guys have good content and good picks.
And you give them that.
Yeah.
And then Clemson's playing South Carolina. South Carolina's much better this year than people thought they were going to be.
Well, did you know that Clemson was actually – so here, you have a state rivalry. This is the University of South Carolina, the real USC, versus South Carolina State, because that's what Clemson used to be called. In case you didn't know
I didn't know that. South Carolina State at Clemson. Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So now, you've got this real, like Washington to Washington
Yeah.
State, never mind the score. But, yeah, you have a state school rivalry. And, this game means a hell of a lot more to South Carolina than it probably does to Clemson, because this is their Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Clemson's dominated this series the last few years.
Rightfully so. It's a great team. Tabo's got that team playing.
Yeah, well, he's a great coach.
He's a great coach.
He's
He's
a
a very likable guy.
Oh, you got to love that Dabo.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
What's his real name?
Saying his name Dabo's fun. All right, we'll pick up the NBA on the other side.